Oh look, the Lakers lose to another depleted team without their starters while having their big three. Wow, riddle me shocked. The first one was against the Sacramento Kings, triple overtime loss. And tonight, it's against the Paul George led Clippers while they're missing Nicholas Batum and Kawhi Leonard, of course. But, yeah, man, they lost to a Paul George led squad with Luke Kennard, Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, etc. While the Lakers had their big three at home. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Am I surprised? Not really. I mean, this team can't play any defense on the perimeter, so at least I'm getting cooked by any good guard. Not any good guard, any solid guard, any average guard or wing that the league has to offer. And if you got elite wings like Paul George, like Jason Tatum, they end up getting torched. Paul George always had a triple-double tonight. Luke Kennard was 5 for 8 from 3. I believe Reggie Jackson also had like 15 points. So, yeah, they just can't guard on the perimeter at all. And it's not surprising because they don't have any perimeter defense. Their only good defender, I could say, reliably good defender is Anthony Davis. And the other, decent defenders on the perimeter would be Austin Reeves and maybe THT. So we're relying on the 21-year-old play defense on the perimeter with THT. And then we're relying on, an undrafted rookie, to hold up on the defensive end on the perimeter. And these are all guards, by the way, because they're undersized, they lack wing depth. And I know someone's gonna chime in. What about Trevor Ariza? Trevor Ariza is 37, coming off an ankle injury. 37. Even if he's fine and a serviceable defender, what, you're gonna get 20-25 minutes a night out of him? They still don't have any other solid wing defenders out there. Oh man, when it comes to Frank Vogel, I'm not even one that's saying that you should fire him. He's gonna get his ass fired at this point. I honestly just don't care. 'Cause even though I know Fizdale is not gonna be able to do shit else with this team when it comes to defense or offense, really, because he's not a good coach. Fuck it, man. If Vogel gets fired, he gets fired, I guess, because he keeps putting out some dumbass lineups, like the starting lineup tonight. It had Anthony Davis, Tal Horton-Tucker, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Dwight Howard. So basically, you're telling me with that lineup, because one, I can honestly say it's 5 non-shooters in that lineup. That starting lineup I just listed, that's 5 non-shooters. And you want to say that LeBron is the shooter in that lineup? Okay, so when AD gets doubled in the paint, or LeBron James gets doubled in the post, who will they pass the ball to? People that can't fucking shoot. So it doesn't make any sense at all with these lineups. I don't get them. I really don't. Because this team can't play defense either way, so you might as well get guys that can try to score. But even though the offense was good tonight, the defense is trash. Because the offense has been inconsistent throughout the year. It's like, really, what can you do? What can you do? We'll just have to see what this team does at the deadline. I don't know what they'll do, because I believe they can't trade THC due to his bird rights from re-signing. And you don't have any other real trade assets that you can actually give away. The only people you can trade other than THC would be Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook. But you're not going to do that. Oh man, who do the Lakers play next? Yes, they play the Celtics next. And the last game against the Celtics, Jason Tatum had 37 and 6, and Dennis Schroeder and Marcus Smart both had 15 apiece. And now Jaylen Brown's going to be back, so why you won't see Smart and Schroeder while they have a dip off in production. You got Jaylen Brown, another elite wing / guard the Lakers don't have any personnel to deal with. And when it comes to Frank Vogel again, because I'm just bouncing off, yes, the late game double teams, because none of the guards on this team can guard Paul George, and they would double him, and guess what? He would pass out to a shooter and they would make it. And to start the game off, because the first half free throw disparity wasn't the best. It was like 20-8, but it leveled out at the end of the game. I believe it was like 27 to like 22. Clippers shot more free throws, but it leveled out. But the main issue was the Lakers missing their free throws, because the Clippers shot like 85-88% from the free throw line, while the Lakers shoot like 60. And that was mainly on Anthony Davis missing a bunch of his free throws. And while I know him shooting 60 some odd percent, I believe it was like 8 for 12, so like 66%. While I know that's not bad, when you go from being an 80% free throw shooter to shooting 72 on the year and 66% tonight, yeah, it's a significant drop off. It's not good. It really isn't. And then, yeah, they can never take the lead or tie the game because they're either missing free throws. Russell Westbrook, he got a late game turnover when the game was 109 to 110. They had a chance to take the lead. He gets a late game turnover. AD goes to the line multiple times with chances to tie or take the lead, and he goes 1 for 2 each attempt down the stretch. Yeah, man, like, I just don't get it. I don't. Like, if you're a Lakers fan like me, you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, can you really say this is a playoff team right now? Can you really say that this is a playoff team? Because I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't want to hear they're gonna flip the switch, because this team can't even put together 4 solid quarters yet. Like, they can't even do that. And you're telling me they're gonna be able to be a playoff team, a contending playoff team? Really? When they don't play basketball for 48 minutes, and they just don't give a shit in the first half or in the third quarter or in the first quarter that they're gonna be a playoff team? I don't see it. I really don't. Like, yeah, they'll make the play because they'll be above 500 or they'll float around 500. Yeah, they'll be, a Spurs or a Timberwolves team that's, the 8th or the 9th seed and get in that way. They get mollywopped by the Warriors, the Suns, the Jazz, fuck it, the Grizzlies. Like, the Mavericks, it doesn't matter, bro. This is not a good team. This isn't a good team. I want to hear they're going to flip the switch, because they don't get the benefit of the doubt of flipping the switch when they're no longer defending champions. Like, the Bucks get that benefit of the doubt, and the Bucks have been playing well. They've lost that game against the Raptors. Giannis didn't play, it was like last minute, but before that they were on a nice little streak after having a rough start to the season. But the Bucks get the benefit of the doubt of flipping the switch. The Lakers don't get that. I mean, this was a first round exit last year. Got folks talking about they're going to flip the switch or they're going to get better. You're not going to manage to make these guys good defenders at all. So, I don't fucking see it. That's not me being a pessimist. Gave this team 20 plus games. I gave Westbrook his 20 games. And while Westbrook has been playing better in these last couple of weeks, he wasn't that good tonight. And it doesn't help because even when you got LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and Anthony Davis playing well, the roster neutralizes their strengths. They neutralize their strengths. If you get either one of those guys in the paint and they pass the ball out to someone, they got someone that really can't shoot the ball consistently. Because they'll have lineups with LeBron on the bench and then they'll put shooters in, but not when LeBron's in the game. As LeBron's a better playmaker than Russell Westbrook. I don't understand it. I really don't. And now, I just really want to know when this team's going to go on that 10-game winning streak that they said they could go on. And they can, wrap off 9, 10, 11, 12 games. I want to see when they can do that. But they can't, because this team just isn't good enough for it. But, yeah, let's just keep deluding ourselves that this team's going to do anything substantially with the roster they currently have, because they won't. And with the roster they currently have and the assets they have, they're not going to get anything substantial on the trade market or on the buyout market. And even if you do get something good on the buyout market, it's the buyout market. Like, those guys are on there for a reason. So, yikes, man. Well, I can just look at our next 10, 11 games, and the Lakers, they play the way they're playing right now. They may be slightly above 500, or, just below 500 to be honest. But let's check down the next 12 games. We got the Celtics, the Grizzlies, the Thunder, the Magic, Mavericks, Timberwolves, Bulls, Suns, Spurs, Nets, Rockets. Yeah, that's a 6-6 trip. From being generous. But what will less likely happen is they go 4-8 because they'll blow a lead against a shitty team here or there. We're being honest, because they won't beat the Suns, they won't beat the Bulls, they're not beating the Nets, and the Mavericks could give them a lot of trouble with Luka. And we don't know about Porzingis at this current time, but he may be back. He can stretch the floor out, and he's a big, so. Yeah, they got issues with this upcoming schedule. Like, even the Celtics and the Grizzlies being the next 2 games is very problematic because, one, the Celtics got 2 elite wings with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and the Grizzlies, they have, good guard play with Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., wing. Even though Ja Morant's not playing, like, They got to deal with that on the perimeter. And like they blew a lead against the Thunder twice. They could do it for the third time. They haven't played the Magic yet at all this season. We'll have to see what they can do. But yeah, man, that's a 6-6, 4-8 road trip, or not 4-8 road trip, a 4-8 stretch of games. We'll wait and see though. Well, yeah, anytime now, Lakers, to win those 8, 9, 10 games. Anytime now, it would be great. But without the way, y'all stay safe, and I'm out.